G'day, welcome back to my playthrough of Oxygen Not Included, as we continue to not die. Okay, so priority thing to look at is still this guy. I think that just having this guy pump into here is the way to go, but I do need to get more water coming out of here, maybe, because this guy's still pumping water in too. I think he's just, I don't think there's any actual tanks left. I think that is just sort of bathroom water. Just trying to think if there's any other problems for doing this. It just feels like this is a lot more water than that's going to be able to take. This feels so constant, this water trickling through. It's so small though. Oh, and it's just that guy. Someone put out, someone picked up some slime. Okay. Alright, let's enable him. Come what may. Cool, we've got that guy as well that we've got to address. And thank you for pointing out that that button I was looking for is right there. That's priority. That is really handy. I must have clicked on that before. This looks familiar. So there you go. I can quite clearly see what's got 5 priorities. What has 9s and an 8. That 8 can probably get dropped a bit there. They sit high. I would say the 2 of these can get a bit more of a bump. Although those 2 are doing a pretty good job of sort of always being on there when they need it. These are 9, 7, 9, 7, 7. Trying to work out, is there any reason I can't just build a block there, and there, and then get that, reclaim that block, make this at least 1 square bigger? Actually, probably get rid of that block as well. That circuit's still overloading. And I guess it's this guy at the very end, or it could just be that there's too much power running through it, so... Gold. Cancel that. Power, conductive, lead. No, it's just a cancel. Luckily, that's not too big a deal. Oh wait, or is he connecting to that? He is. That's also connecting to this side. Is that right? Did I just accidentally connect that? Let's deconstruct that. Let's get that out of there. We'll separate the 2 of these. Go back to our building. And then deconstruct those 2, those 2. Although again, I realize this could potentially be pointless if I do want to move this roof up. Yeah, so we can leave it for now. Baffled at how little oil this has made. Like compared to this guy, the amount of time these 2 guys have had to go nuts up there. assume they can reach that from there, right? It's not that far away. Standing up, they'd be right there. Maybe it's just an effort to get down there. Okay, this guy. So if we look at the model that we've got here, we have heavy duty, and it'll be it's iron ore again. That will run. Well, let's actually get the devices up. So let's go a battery device. Copy him. Also lead. He goes there. Take this. We copy him. Those two there. Take this guy. Put him. That's the right direction. Put him there. We then go heavy watt wires and run them from here. Oh, they can't go through a thing. Okay. That way. We then have heavy watt wires run into that guy. That guy. Then grab some conductive wire. Run that from there. There. Oh, look at how the oh, so that's still operating as intended. I guess as long as there is sort of natural gas in the vicinity of this guy, he should just keep pumping. How are we doing water-wise in here? We are still going up. But we can now ask to deconstruct that one. Adds another square. That's actually quite funny. If he's not running, this guy doesn't have power, which is great, because, I mean, they're definitely a pair that if one's not working, the other one doesn't really need to either. Okay. Now, the other thing that was suggested is that I look into auto sweepers. Which I guess I'll have to work out first where they live. Actually, speaking of, I totally forgot about this and one of my intentions. I thought the reason that I made this guy was just so that I could research the remaining things that I hadn't researched. Is that right? Virtual planetarium. Is that what I've got? Telescope. So where is a virtual planetarium? There, right, so that's that one. But the virtual planetarium requires data bank. Consumes data from telescopes and research modules. Well, if anyone understands what I need to do with this guy to generate data that allows that to work, definitely let me know. Look at all the eggshells at the bottom of this. This guy must have gone through a fair few kids. Well, not him individually, I suppose it would be generations of people prior to him have gone through that. Alright, well, let's start this off. We will insulate that. Go back down here and those. How are we doing with getting rid of... Still waiting for some of these to be dug up. Those to get dug up as well. Let's get just a dig request on that. Let's rip everything up. There's an automated sweepy bot. Alright. Have a look at one of these. Put him... there. Once we've got that made, we'll rip this one up. Although I realize getting rid of all my other plants and then ripping up a huge bunch of blossom seeds is going to potentially cause issues for my blossom seed production as well. Once those are up, we can then just put an order in to deconstruct the insulated tiles. We actually don't have to get rid of the lights just yet. All the electricity behind them. Then we can cancel this, because it's now inside. Deconstruction, we'll just say buildings to off them. Say dig to get rid of those. Missing tile, right? They're not happy with not being attached to a roof. Okay, so let's copy those guys. And we'll move them, those two up. The majority there is still meal lice in the calories that we've got, but hopefully that will just, I mean, presumably will change because there's just not so much mealwood available anymore, but not too bad. And I don't think we need any more people. Okay, now it's very cool out here. So, I mean, let's put some airflow tiles in these roofs. So let's deconstruct every second one so they can at least move across. That one wire there was never upgraded either. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is say deconstruct our wires. Get rid of all that. Then when we will go productive wires. So we'll see if anyone can reach over there. And this guy here, we'll just connect him up that way. Sorry, and I haven't asked for these to be deconstructed. Get rid of those guys. Right, okay, so now what we need is just a 3 high here. So we will... Hey, there's my little sweepy bot. That's what that thing is. So I guess is that suggesting that he can only work the limitations of a wall that he can like that he actually needs to be fully connected across floors to be able to do anything. They need 2 to rise, so they need to be there now. Means that we are going to have to dig all of this up. We will deconstruct that and deconstruct that. Door there. Deconstruct that door. deconstruct. Sorry, what I want to deconstruct. Deconstruct buildings. Let's get rid of those guys now. Copy these and put them in along there. Although let's cancel that for now because I realize that we need them to rip this up first. I know they can deconstruct these from below, so that won't be a problem. Alright, we'll deconstruct that because I guess lesson learnt. It needs to just be on actual floors that will drop things. Alright, so we'll do our every second one deconstruct there. And we'll do our deconstruct of the remaining ones here. Almost back up to a ton of steel, which is good. Our glass is starting to move along too, which I guess means that this guy is pumping away. Let's cause water to leak all over that, though. Just hesitant to get anyone to go down here to mop liquid spills when there's Essentially, I suppose I'll stand on the ladder to do it. They won't walk down there and stand on that square to address it. Okay, that's now gone. So we can copy that and go right across there. And we can put in the order to deconstruct all of those guys. We can then have a look at the plumbing situation here and just go up to... I feel like someone did explain the way to remove the contents of a pipe. I certainly don't remember it. May as well try and get this one started as soon as possible if we can. I realize they don't have water coming to them anyway, so they're not going to go. Let's do this one at a time, maybe. awesome how much water is just like melting everywhere in here, which I'm sure will eventually cause me problems, but right now I can admire it. Certainly getting a business though making steel. Whoop. Second one has caused too much liquid. I mean, if I just did this briefly, this is actually designed so that there's not a that water can't pass through. But you just change it so that water can pass through. We can just basically crank this up, and then majority of that water will actually just fall into that pit. Irrigation. Why is that water now pumping away from here? That's not. It goes one way or the other. Any of it going this way though? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, so what have I got to do to convince you that there is some water going here? Maybe? No, there's no water going that way. That's annoying. Okay. So I guess what we could do is we could go plumbing, liquid pipe. Where are we? Liquid bridge. There. Deconstruct those two. And this guy. Then we go... Say we definitely want water going that way. Now it's all going that one way. What happens when that gets full? There we go, that's an okay outcome. It will supply water to this until these guys are full, and then it will just continue in any other direction. Just no problem. Okay, we fix those. Cool. So then what happens if we go deconstruct, liquid pipes? That's caused a little flood. More of it's going this way than I'd hoped. There we go, scrub it down here. Where's how much of that got into that bedroom? Body temperature. too hot over here. Lots of stuff out there, so copy this and do that. Might have to change the door as well if the door's allowing too much to come through. So let's do another deconstruct buildings of every second one. I mean, maybe I should get them to cancel that first. Let's get them to clean the water up. Otherwise, that's just going to leak all over the place if... I don't really need to mop that up if it's leaking off this side. Ah, well. Let's get some barbecue. Alright, so I'd say that's enough. We can then copy them and we'll just flip them back the other way. Can't imagine that this room's ever going to get used. Alright, that guy will... No, cancel deconstruct. We'll disable. That's what I'm going to do, because that room will take a while to fill again. See a snazzy suit on the ground there too. Ruby. Well, that looks like it's done the job for this guy. Oh, he's right on the border now, but better than it was. Now the water's all clean, so we can now go... Same setup for these guys. Deconstruct that as well. What we'll do is I'm just going to build a wall here. Bathroom can just sort of end up bigger. Okay, so if we go copy that down to there, deconstruct that one. Get our conductive wire and make those guys. Let's ask someone to move this debris into storage. So it's probably not even worth doing until we've got these ones dug out, but try and get some high priorities on these, see if we can get them done. Sure, we'll put that there. Because we're going to build on top of that. wonder if we get them to build those, that'll probably make deconstructing this a little bit easier. I don't know if they can make that hop. Some more mysterious water there, I don't know where it came from. More steam coming down, 75 degrees there. 40 degrees by the time it gets there. 42. And by the time that guy's pumping it out, it's about 28. No, contents, no, the vent's 28, the contents 19. So that's saying of 10 kilos of water at 29 degrees. That water is actually quite warm at this end. So, what if I put another thermo aquinator beside it? So that they go through one thermo aquinator and then into a second. Is that anything? Try and reduce, because I think someone said that it's about 15 degrees or so, that'll reduce the temperature by. But if it has to go through two of them to get there, will that heat up that room even more dangerously? There we go, the lights are on out here. What we'll do with the plumbing for this is we will come down the other side, so just keep going as a single line. Clearly I'm a line above where it's actually going to be. So let's try that again. Get rid of this one once these two are built. Lots of building going on in here. Yeah, we can see we've got water pumping through as well. So we will plant one of those guys. And then we'll copy his settings all the way along. They all need... Did I make all of them out of copper, did I? Press R. I suppose I were replacing ones that already existed or something, right? Let's cancel that one. Copy him and then just go for iron just to make maybe even a little bit more accessible. Right, so they're not happy because they're now missing their roof. we'll just run insulation all the way across the top there. We might have to... Hopefully they can reach it. Nope, they can't. Maybe I should just rip up those plants instead. Cool, there we go. Last one in. So that should set us for the amount of food that we need for a long while. Even if my chefs weren't making food, weren't making the bristle blossoms into anything, I think that would still be enough bristle blossoms that people would be able to survive on the amount of food they've got. So, hopefully that means we're using significantly less dirt. These guys here are the only ones that really need any mealwood I've left up. And then the oxyferns are also using it too. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. Is my water getting too hot here? Should I get a second thermo aquatuner next to this guy to sort of solve that problem? What do we think? Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below, which I already said. Why is this guy not getting the power he needs? Who's operating him? This guy. Why is he stopping so often? Oh, well, that's a problem for another day. Anyway, till next time, catch you later. See ya.